Okay, so this is actually going to be my finale for my Project 20 pan. I've been working on this for a very long time, I feel like, personally. I feel like it's taken me a little while. I was holding off on filming this video because I wanted to finish off a couple more products. I thought that one more might be able to be finished, but it's hanging on by a thread, and I thought I should just film this now and start on to another project. So I did finish off 6 additional products since the last update. I'll include the intro and the other updates down in the description box in case you guys wanted to follow along. And another thing that I do with my videos for Project Pan is that I include the retail value of the item that was used up. So at the very end, in my finale videos, like now, I can give you a grand total of all the products that I finished off for this project. And I think that really puts into perspective to, use your items instead of letting them sit in a drawer and, really get your money's worth out of the products. I just think I just feel like it's something that's ingrained in my head at this point. So I'm gonna start off with the 6 items that I was able to finish off first, and then I'll move on to the products that I still have remaining, and then I'll go back through and show you all of the rest of them that were finished off super quickly. So the first item that was finished since the last update is this L'Oreal Silky Sheer BB Face Lotion. This had the SPF of 30. This is a very watered, like a watery formula. It's very thin. It gives off just the slightest tint of color. I really like using this in the summertime if my neck isn't as dark as my face, or if there's a difference between the tone of my skin and my neck, or this is really nice on those really light makeup days when I don't really want to wear much of anything, but this just gives the slightest hint of a color. So instead of bronzing up your face, you could just toss this guy on and some mascara and be out the door. So I really like these. This is my second or third one that I've used up. I think this might be my third one. But anyway, I was right there at the last update and this was finished off. I need to hurry because it's starting to get dark outside, so I'm gonna hustle as fast as I can for you guys. This is the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Exposed, or it was in the shade Exposed. I do have the video where I repressed this, and I'm trying to do like the stabilization. I'll try and see if I can get the stabilization situation with that video fixed so I can upload it. But anyway, this one was finished off not too long after that last video, but anyway, hallelujah, it's finally moved out of the way and I can cross off another blush from my stash over there. Then I had an eyeshadow, and even though this does have additional products in here, I'm considering this finished because I don't really use this blush down here. It is cracked. When I was traveling, this did fall out of the little compact thing here, and there is a crack down the center of this blush. But this was the Clinique eyeshadow in the shade Nude Rose. And I'm not 100% sure if you can find this individually, but it was right there. It was kind of like a lighter version of Max Corey, or a little bit of a lighter version of Urban Decay's Tease eyeshadow. I might try and depot this, but this is really hard plastic. I don't know how to get that little eyeshadow out of there without melting this entire thing, so I'll try and look up some other videos on how to depot that guy. But if I can't, see that blush is cracked down the center right there? I just kind of squished it back into the pan and crossed my fingers that it would stay in there. So this one is marked off for right now. I'll see if I can get that little guy out. If I can't, I'll scrap it. Then I had the Beehive Soap and Body Care Perfumed Lotion Bar. This one was in Orange Patchouli, and at the last update I was right there, and now I'm right up at that top right there. So I didn't mark it because it was finished, but this little thing, if you push it from the bottom, you can push it all the way up. And yeah, I could scrape this out of here, but I do have another one of these that I would like to use and start trying to work through it before it starts to dry out. I'm sure these will dry out eventually, so I'd much rather just toss this one to the side and move on to the one that's completely full and needs to be used up before the end of the year. This had a really lovely patchouli scent to it. You couldn't really smell the orange in it, but the patchouli was so yummy. The other one that I have is in kumquat, I think, so it's so good. Anyway, this guy is out of the way. Then I had this huge mumbo jumbo size of the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, and I've had this kicking around for a very long time. I think I might rinse it out and start putting my other sprays that don't spray very well into this container, and then that way I always have a really nice sprayer for my facial mists. But at the last update I was all the way down there. You can see there's silver markings right there. I was right down there at the last update, and this was finished off. So hallelujah, that one's finally gone. I think they've changed the bottle, the packaging twice since I got that, so very happy to have that one done. And then the final one, I really didn't think that this one would be possible, but I'm so excited because this one I struggled with the very most. It's not a makeup product, but it is a hair product that I've had around for so long. This one is the Suave Professionals Touchable Finish Hairspray, and this one is the Ultra Fine Mist with the lightweight hold. This is It's all done. It's all done. This one had a really nice scent to it, but I'm just happy that it is finally done with. I like a hairspray with a little bit more, a more firm hold with my hairsprays, essentially. So this is where I was at the last update. Obviously I can't see through the packaging, but when I shook it, it kind of sounded like it was in that general vicinity. So I was around that mark there at the last update, and I finished this one off. So really happy. You guys don't know how happy I am with this project finally being finished. And then I will go quickly over the last 3 items that are still hanging around. This first one, this is my MAC MSF, the Mineralized Skin Finish in Light Plus, and this is the one that I was just waiting for, just waiting a couple more days on to see if I could finish it off, but it does not want to die. I've got this tiny little patch right up here at the top that is finished. It'll probably be finished in maybe 3 days, 2 days even, but it just didn't get finished off in time. So I would much rather move on to another project, but really happy that this one is so dang close. Then I had this guy here. This is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Eyebrow Pencil in Universal Taupe. And I was struggling with this one. This is a really hard pencil. I definitely don't think that I would ever repurchase this. You can see that those 3 lines on there. That 3rd line is where I was at the last update. It's been a while since my last update, so for my finale, I'm just a little bit further than, you know, the other progress points, but I'm happy with where I'm at with this. It shouldn't take too long before this will be used up. I would say this will probably be finished up before the fall, as crazy as that sounds. And then the final one that's still hanging on is this eyeshadow, this other single shadow that I was playing with, is the pink shade from the Walking on Eggshells from Wet n Wild. And that black line on there is where I was initially, but I was doing my Pan That Palette. I'll link a playlist for last year's Pan That Palette down in the description box and include 2017's intro video, but I was right here essentially at the intro video, and using this in combination with some of those other shadows, it wasn't too bad, but I do have a shade that is almost identical to this in 2017's Pan That Palette. So I'd much rather use the shadow that's in the actual palette, and then I can move on to this at a later point after that's used up. So not a ton is left in here, but that's fine with me because it won't take very long and it'll be finished. So I was just focusing on that pink one up there. So happy with how this one moved along. It's a very soft shadow, and if I would have worn it on a daily basis, I think that it would have had a little bit more progress, but I'm totally satisfied with where I'm at with this one. And then I wanted to move on super quickly, as fast as I can. I'm not going to give very many reviews. I might say whether I liked it or if I'll repurchase it, but I'm not going to go with any in-depth reviews on the other items that I finished off. So going with how I apply my makeup to my face is kind of how I have these organized. So with primers, I had these 2 here. There was the Dior Dream Skin Capture Total. This is a, what is this one called? The Global Age Defying Skincare Perfect Skin Creator. I don't know why that was so hard for me, but you can see my markings on the side there. I think this one was breaking me out. And then the other one that I had in combination, there was 2 of them that was counting as like one, you know, full size, but this one was the Murad Hydrodynamic Quenching Essence. So these 2 guys were finished off, and like I mentioned, I'll put the retail value for all of these that were previously finished off down in the description box. Just open it up and you'll see the breakdown of how much these retail for based on how much product is in here versus how much is in the full size. That's how I calculated that out, in case you're curious, but there was those two. Then for my foundation in this project, it looks like there's still product in here, but I can't get any more out, and I would much rather move on to another foundation product. So this is my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I had NW10, yeah, and the top mark kind of smudged off, but there's a mark right where my fingernail is. That was where I was at the intro, first update, second update, and it was finished off. So this is a very thick, full coverage foundation for me, but I think I'm gonna hold off on repurchasing that one. Then I had, oh, my concealer in this project was another MAC product. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I get the lightest shade in the NW15. I wish they had an NW10. I really do. Maybe they'll come out with that in the future, but I have a video showing you how to pop the tops off of these. Sometimes they can be really tricky, and if you don't pop the top off, sometimes you'll have anywhere from that much or that much left at the bottom, and there's probably anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks of product left in here after you pop the top off. So I'll leave that video, how I do that, down in the description box. There's gonna be a ton of stuff down there for you guys. Just go check it out, open it up, take a peek. But I'm actually really missing this, surprisingly, and I'm wanting to go purchase it, but I have 2 other concealers that are almost finished, so I kind of want to use up one of those before I go and purchase the MAC one again. I had my NARS Laguna bronzer. This was one of the first items that was finished off. Really love this thing. I already have a backup, so I don't need to buy that one again anytime soon. I also finished off the Physicians Formula highlighter. This is their Powder Palette Mineral Glow Pearls in Translucent Pearl. This is probably my favorite highlighter from the drugstore. You can see in there, this one is completely finished off. This one did take quite a while, I thought. The marks on here shows the progress that I had throughout the entire year of 2016. So there was a lot of product in this, but it's gone, it's used up. Then I had a couple eye base products. I have this Urban Decay Shadow, the primer potion, just the original one. I had a little deluxe size, so there was a massive air bubble in here, but I was right there at the intro. That was the first update, second update, and then it was finished off at the end. It looks like there's product in here, but this is air. Can you hear that? This is air. So this is all air. I had to manipulate it and get all of the product out of here, but I like this. I just prefer the MAC Painterly Paint Pot over that. So I don't know, maybe I'll pick it up again in the future if I see it on sale. I also had the Clinique Chubby Stick Shadow Tint for Eyes in Bountiful Beige. I really did not like this. This was very movable on the eyes. It never like dried down and stayed put, so I definitely will never purchase that in the full size, and I definitely don't recommend that one. If it works for you, awesome, but my eyelids are really dry and it was just all over the place, man. Next was the Color Tattoo from Maybelline in Bad to the Bronze. This one just had a little bit left in it, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. I really do miss this though, so after I move out a couple other cream eyeshadows, maybe I'll pick this guy up again, but I do have a couple color tattoos that I would like to work on this year. I had 3 eyeliners that was counting as one full size, but this one was the Jordana 12-hour Made to Last liquid eyeliner pencil in Black Point. I love these. These are $2.49 from Walgreens. They are phenomenal. They stay in my waterline. I really like them on the upper lash line. If I need to mattify like a shiny liquid liner, I'll just run it right over the top of it and it just mattifies everything. These are really nice for me. Some people, they don't stay in everybody's waterline, but for me they work just fine, and for $2.49 I really can't pass them up. The other one was the Too Faced Perfect Eyes Waterproof Eyeliner, I think it was. This one is a really nice eyeliner too, but this one is $20, so I have a really hard time shelling out the money to buy this one when the Jordana one works just fine. So I don't know, maybe when I want to splurge on something, I'll pick up another one of those. And then this one's in the box. You can hear it. This is the Lancome Drama Liquid Pencil, the Kohl Longwear Eyeliner, and I was not a fan of this one. I had a little situation where I tried to put super glue around the bottom because the bottom just keeps spinning and I couldn't sharpen it anymore. But this one, I had the hardest time getting this in my waterline. Once I got it in the waterline though, it would stay all day. I didn't like it on the upper lash line, so this was strictly a waterline liner for me, and I like other eyeliners better, so I won't be purchasing that guy in the full size. L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This one's a pretty interesting mascara. I used to really like it, but I think I'm kind of falling out of love with it. It just doesn't do what I remember it doing. Maybe I've just tried better mascara since then, but this used to be a favorite for a couple of years, a handful of years at least, so, you know, I still have love for it, but I don't think I'll repurchase it again. Then I had the Sephora Super Nourishing Lip Balm. These were $6. These smell really nice. I really liked the texture and the formula on this product. It was very thin, but it felt moisturizing to me. Not as moisturizing as some of my other ones, not as hydrating as some of my other ones, but it did a pretty decent job for $6, I think. I think I saw these on sale for $4 on the Sephora website. I really hope they're not discontinuing them because these are really nice, I think, and if they're still on sale during the VIB in April, the VIB sale, I think I might pick one up. Not that I need another lip balm, but if they're discontinuing them, maybe. Then there was the Buxom Full On Lipstick in Sydney. You can see my marks on the cap there. There was 3 marks, and when you roll it up, this is like a nude lipstick shade. Let me see if I can get you a swatch. I would suggest going to one of my other videos and looking at the swatch or Google searching it, but it's just like a deeper nude on me. I really like this color. I think this is my 3rd one of these, and I also used up a deluxe size sample of this in the past too on these Buxom lipsticks as well. You can pull at the bottom and there's a little sharpener. They're just like the e.l.f. ones, so I don't know. I like these. I'm trying to hold off on purchasing another one. I have one on my wish list. I think it's like Acapulco? Acapulco? How do you say that? Acapulco. Whatever it is. That one's on my wish list. I also had the MAC lipstick. It was a limited edition shade in I Love Winter. This one was just a little bit deeper, a little bit more rosy toned. And then there was also the L'Oreal lipstick that just had a little bit left in it. And this one was in number 170, Cotton Pink. You can see my markings on there, maybe. Can you see those? There's 2 lines on there. It was just kind of a sheer, brighter pink color. I really like these. I think they discontinued these as well. I got a lot of discontinued stuff. Man, then I had a lip gloss. This is one of my all-time favorite formulas of lip gloss. This is the MAC Mineralized Gloss. And I did mark on the sides here, but I can just get a Q-tip and some alcohol and just smudge those off so I can toss this in my Back to MAC bag. This one was in Modern Romance. And the funny thing about this gloss is I always call the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette the, you know, the Modern Renaissance palette. I always call it Modern Romance because I'm thinking of this gloss, but whatever. It was a really pretty color too, and this is a permanent shade that they have in their collection right now. And the last thing that I finished was this little Algenist Power Advanced Wrinkle Fighting Serum. And, you know, I just wasn't that impressed with this. I was really excited to get this as, I think, where did I get this? I think I got this from Sephora, but, you know, I just didn't see any results from it. I know it has really great reviews. I didn't see the results, and I think that this broke me out. So this one, I only used it on the smile lines around my face. So anyway, I will put the grand total again up here on the screen so you guys can see it on how much that I used up for the year. But anyway, that is it. That's everything for this project. I think I'm gonna take like a week break and maybe bounce back with another project. I know the Finish 7 by Spring should be ending in like a week and a half? Yeah, I think that project ends in like a week and a half, so I really need to focus on those items and see how many more I can get finished off. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.